Hi, Jill here. I hope all is well. All is well over here with me. So before I begin, I want to tell a funny story. At least I think it's funny. So I wanted to record this video a little bit earlier, and so I got on the camera app and I hit the record button and I started talking. And I talked for a few minutes and then I decided it was done. So I hit the record button again. Well, when I hit the record button, it turns out it wasn't the record button. I had turned on the camera app, but I didn't switch it over to video, on the bottom there. So it was on camera, and so when I hit what I thought was the record button, it just took my picture and didn't record anything I said. And I just thought that was funny because, I do things like that sometimes. And I think it's good to laugh at yourself sometimes. So, today I want to talk about church. So, what is church? Well, here in the U.S., when we think of church, we typically think of a big, beautiful building with a steeple, of course. Maybe some stained glass windows. At least my church has those. And if you go to an older church, wooden pews. Or if you go to a newer church, cushy chairs. So, and when we talk about church, we usually talk about, we say, oh, I'm going to church on Sunday. Or, I went to church. But church isn't a building or an institute. At least it didn't start that way. The simple definition is church is simply the gathering of believers to worship God. That's it. And you don't have to do it just on Sunday. I meet with a group. I meet with two groups, actually, on Tuesday and Saturday. I'm going to talk more about that next week. I don't want this video to go on forever. If there's one thing COVID-19 taught us, it's that church is in the building, because we've been forced to come up with new ways to do church since the buildings were shut down. At my church, we live stream on Facebook. Now we're open, but we still live stream, which I like because I haven't gone yet. I don't feel like it's totally safe to yet. And apparently a lot of people feel the same way because it's not that many people at the services when I watch. But I think a lot of churches are doing that. So that is church. Back in the day, believers would gather in their homes and worship that way. So now I know you like when I read a verse. So I didn't want to disappoint, but I couldn't really find a good verse about church. I did find this though. It's Acts 1:13, and you probably guessed I'm reading from the NLT. When they arrived, they went to the upstairs room of the house where they were staying. And that's all it says, but if you read on, it says that they worshipped, and Typically they would worship. Someone would preach sermon, and they didn't have qualified preachers back then. So I think they just took turns doing the service. So, and then they would do communion. I don't know how often they did that. I know there's a debate in the church on how often you take communion. And, they would just pray for each other, and they would take a tithe. But since they didn't have to maintain the building or pay staff, they would give it to the poor, which I think is really cool. So that's what church is supposed to be. And, it's supposed to be a family. A lot of times we go to church on Sunday. We see the people, we might hug them, we might say, oh yeah, I'll pray for you. But let's be honest. Do we really pray for them during the week? Do we call and check on them if they have a problem? Usually not. But church is supposed to be a family. I'm sure you've heard some Christians refer to each other as brother or sister. Brother Joe, Sister Jill, because that's how we are, brothers and sisters in Christ. I admit, I don't like to be called a sister just because I really am a sister. So, it's kind of weird when someone calls me Sister Jill. That isn't my little sister. So, but yeah, church should be family. And, we should, we should, love on each other and care for each other. Not just Sunday morning. So, my pastor talks about having Jesus friendships, which is basically what that is. So it's just something to think about. This video is getting a little long, so I think I will quit there. And like I said, next week I will talk about the group I'm doing, which I do. I'm in 2 groups, but there's one in particular that I want to share. So, until next week, have a good rest of the week, and I will see you. Bye.